So you had Baker Mayfield in your building, kind of saw what he did. What's it going to be like to scheme against him?
I mean, loved him when he was here. He was just an awesome guy. You know, obviously it was a tough season. He brought a jolt of energy to the end of that season. So, he's obviously a great teammate, competitor. Really, the thing is that we're emphasizing he's just the ultimate competitor. Game's never over, play's never over. You just got to be ready to play 4 quarters, and we know it's going to be a battle. And it's a great player.
After Quentin's injury on Sunday, saw you and Chris rotation together on the fly. What did you think about how that played together and the circumstances, and how you still evaluated that rotation?
I thought it was awesome. The communication on the sideline, the calmness of everybody, exactly what we wanted to get done, how we wanted to do it. I thought Josh Wallace went in and tackled, did an excellent job. Jacoby went in and did exactly what we know he can do. So just the communication on the sideline was really good. Obviously, you never wanted to use a player like you. And, it's kind of, we've always said it where, he's a guy that it's not just one guy that replaces it. Really, it's all of them got to step up. The communication, physicality that we got to play with it. It's multiple guys that got to wear that hat before as well.
Roger was brought in for depth there at the nickel position. What do you think he is in terms of his performance?
Yeah, we're just seeing it this week. Obviously, we brought him in not to just sit on the bench. So, we're excited to see him out there communicating. Obviously, he's still new to the defense, getting going. We got a lot of guys in there that can play. Josh Wallace has done a great job. Jacoby Duran's been in there, done a great job. So, we're always going to find ways to get our best 11 on the field. And sometimes matchups dictate that. Sometimes the situation in the game dictates that. Sometimes, what they're doing on offense dictates it. So, we got a lot of guys that are capable of filling the role. And obviously, it's a huge role for them.
When you have a game where but what are you losing from a leadership perspective and just his play?
Yeah, the play is just there's not many guys, in the league that are capable of doing all the stuff that he does. Where it's just set the engineer on game, man, a slot receiver, play a half of the safety. Not a lot of guys can do that, so it's going to take multiple hats to kind of fill that role. I think the biggest thing is, like you said, the leadership, the communication he is out there, how calm he is out there. And I think the underrated part of this game is how physical and hard he plays. I think that kind of defense is taking on his mentality, and where it's running the ball, everybody's finishing on the ball, and we just got to keep that going. And I know he's going to be here every day, helping that out.
What do you think when you have a game where you have 4 interceptions and a lot of stops for field goals? When you look at that and you try to advance it forward, what do you want to build on from that?
I think it's just every week. That's the beauty of football is win, lose, no matter how you play, no matter what you did, there's always going to be stuff you want to correct. There's always going to be stuff to build on that you did well. There's always going to be stuff that you want back that you want to correct, whether that's us as coaches putting the players in the best position, whether it's the players executing what they were supposed to do. I think there's always stuff that we can build on, correct, and it's always better to do it after that.
What do you think? Going back to Baker, what Gary had asked, that week that he was here, he comes in, and Sean talked about it yesterday, how well you have to be above the net. What jumps out at you about what he did back then in that first week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that week didn't really talk to him too much. He had a lot going on, but got to know him after that game. But no, it was just he was excited to go play football, and it didn't matter the stakes, it didn't matter what was going on. You can tell he's a player who just loves football, loves the game, and he's a guy that you would love to have on.
In your opinion, what are the Bucs missing? Not having Mike Evans and probably Bucky Irving too.
Yeah, it's just like we talked about Q. I mean, there's not a lot of guys in the NFL that you could just replace Mike Evans with. So he's a guy that obviously dictates a lot of coverage, does a lot of different things. And he's just an unbelievable player and leader, and has been for a long time. We've obviously seen him a lot over the years. Hadn't seen Bucky Irving, and obviously not sure exactly what his status is, but no, he had a great year last year, and obviously we saw him in some of the earlier games this year. And he's a great player, dynamic back, and obviously we have Robert Hanson, who's making it done.
What do you think? Yesterday? I know he's not around every day anymore, but what pieces of Aaron do you see still reflected in his team and his defense?
It takes on, I think he'd be proud of the way these guys work. He had a saying, hard work pays off, and he really believed in the work. And I think he would be proud of how especially the D-line, how they go about their day, winning the day, having a process to get ready for the game, buying into that process physically and mentally. They got a lot of really good guys in that room. That's what we make fun of Giff all the time. He said he's got the easiest job. All his guys are, just the hardest workers, tough, run to the ball. So, I think Arizona will be part of that group.
What do you think the rotation at cornerback has done for the performance of those three guys?
It's just development. And what's so cool is just to see, it's funny, we were just talking in the walkthrough because when D-Will got here, I think it was 2018, his rookie year, Akeem and Marcus kind of took him under his wing, and those guys were the guys that mentored him, and now you see him kind of doing that with Forbes and with Kobe and stuff, and they're all just support each other, and I think it's just, we can kind of either ride with a hot hand. Aubrey controls the rotation. We have a plan going in the game, and we have a plan going into the week. And I don't think they're really happy for each other's success. So that's really cool to see.
When you do lose a player
Couple more
like
guys.
as good as Quentin and Lincoln, as well as your secondaries playing, what's the balance between finding like a collection of guys to do some of what he was doing versus having to tailor it to what those guys do well, knowing what he's doing?
No, exactly, and that's the beauty of coaching, figuring that out every single week. And obviously, we're real familiar with what Hugh did really well. We saw him all at training camp, and obviously all year last year. And now he's not going to be out there, so it's about kind of figuring out with what's best for the defense, but also what's best for the person that's filling that role and what he does best. And we're always going to do what the players do best, and what's best for the defense as well.
After having Baker here in the building and now him going to Tampa Bay, how would you describe the person and the player?
Elite competitor, great teammate. He was a guy. Just being the secondary coach. I actually talked to him a lot. Just kind of whether you're kind of standing there during special teams or things like that. And just a guy that really enjoyed being around. Kind of had a love for football, really a love for life, and just the elite competitor. Like I said earlier, a guy that's never going to back down